What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's up, man? Another day, above ground. Good day for for us. No matter what's going on in the world, still gotta make it about that day. Still gotta make it out. What's going on? What's going on, Carrie? Make it about that day. Make it about that day. Another day above ground. Hoping everybody can hear me. So, what's going on, Trina? Everybody, just letting everybody know about to get ready to get started. Man, I tell you, man, it's a beautiful day outside in the A. Beautiful day. Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, what's going on? All right. All right, everybody. So, what we talked about today was we're going to talk about tariffs. We're going to talk about the tariff tax, but we're going to take it back a little bit further. We're going to talk about how. So
Can you hear me? My
yeah, I can hear you. What's wrong?
my um my man, I gotta reposition myself.
Here they cut off.
Can
Everybody
you
see
hear
my
me?
yeah. Everybody y'all see my beautiful wife hair? She's got the curl going on, looking all beautiful. What's up? What's up, beautiful? What you about to say?
No,
Huh?
my devices were not
Doing like they
being
norm,
friendly to me.
doing like they normally do. Is don't want you to be what they call successful.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
hey, so yeah, so anyway, I was telling everybody what we was getting ready to talk about because I had told Carrie was thinking about doing something a little bit different because a lot of times and stuff, people come up to me and ask me, questions about different things, and so this time I wanted to kind of go a little bit in what everybody's talking about because everybody just think about tariffs and they don't. I was telling I wanted to talk about a two-part series of tariffs,
Hmm.
and but you have to go to the beginning of you know why all this is going on the way it's going, and then how it affects transportation, because tariff tax are not something that's not new. I mean, they use tariff tax in early, I think I want to say in early in the '60s or something like that, and they didn't do well then, and now they doing now they've done it, and um, Trump done it twice. This is the second time doing them. He did them the first time, and they didn't do as well, but they spent their when you do tariffs, everything's about the tradings of goods. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, I think when everybody just hear the word tariff tax, it's like okay, it affects certain things. It affects everything. It affects the goods that are traded into America,
Hmm.
and so it's just like when we used to have this thing. We used to have it's two different type of trade acts we've had. One was the NAFTA Trade Act that was created up under President Clinton, and then that was created in you know in the early 90s, and he created that. So what happens is it dealt with you know things crossing the border as far as your different trades and stuff, and so as far and it's still a National Alliance of Federal Trade Act, um, and so but that was based off of North America Federal Trade Act. That's basically what it was stood for. It stood for all of North America. And that trade act was, it was encouraging the border trade, the supply chain, and it dealt more with, like I said, the goods coming in. The difference with that one was that uh, a lot of things, like, it was done in the early 90s, and at that time, you didn't have the type of technology you have, once you got into the early 2000s and things like that. So we started losing a lot in technology as far as advancing trade and things like that. So when Trump came in office in in the 2020, is when he created. It's called the USMCA, which stands for United States Mexico Canada Alliance. And if you notice, he changed the whole name. He didn't make it about. He didn't make it about like the whole North America, which is North America, which is Canada, United States, and Mexico. So this time he took it and put USA in front,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had Mexico, and then you had
Mm-hmm.
Canada and Alliance. But those are the things that he puts those tariffs on, stuff that is, and then also other countries that trade in like China, because they're not a part of that, that trade act. But anyway, any goods are shipped into America, and so when you start thinking about those things and how things have adjusted, um, and what these tariffs do, um, right now they've shook the stock market. Now, how do they affect transportation? Um, the Because the containers and stuff that are coming in, like, you know, depending on where they're coming from, if China want to put like whatever goods are coming in, it's going to be, you know, some companies might say, okay, what we was getting at is cheaper to ship something in.
Mm-hmm.
They might try to adjust that cost by, instead of using trucks to come, let's use the Savannah ports, right? Instead of having trucks bring it directly out of Savannah, they might try to cut costs by putting it on the rail, on the train to ship it more up toward Atlanta or something like that, or to Macon or something like that, and versus using a tractor. And then they might use a truck to get it, within those, 20, 30-mile parameters of that rail yard, but that cuts down on the long haul trucking. So, so long haul trucking sometimes don't see as many good loads um, as far as hauling, the rail boxes. And if the rail boxes do have to get hauled, the prices are still not as, it's still not as, good as it used to be. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and so, like I said, so the tariff taxes, they affect so many things. Um, and so, and so, but the shipper will eventually pass that off to, you know, uh, um, to the customer. No matter what, we're gonna feel it. That's why right now the stock market is kind of, you know, up in arms. If that's the,
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So it's kind of like you. So that's why I said, and then people, always ask me, well, how would that affect transportation? Well, to a degree, it helps and it hurts. The help part is, um, it opens up a lot more opportunities because they're going to try to find the cheapest uh, trucking, small business to run it a lot of times, because a lot of your bigger businesses charge a lot more.
Right.
Um, um, but it but it does have an effect though on how they make the prices cheaper for whatever we hauling, and and so. And I didn't realize, like the Sprinter I have, the Sprinter we have. I told you, I said, babe, I when I was checking, when I purchased a Sprinter, you never think about the car coming in, being, you know, made in another country. Um, but the point is that, but when you get ready to go get the parts, is when you start realizing that it's from another country. It's just assembled in
Mm-hmm.
America. And how would you know that? Is because when you have to, when you have to go get the parts, the first thing they ask you is to look for the VIN number, right? So when you look at the VIN number on it, you start seeing, okay, now the VIN number is saying, okay, this car truck was made in Mexico,
Right.
but it was assembled in America, you know. And so that means all the parts that I have to get for that truck is, made across the border. So um, that truck was made in 2018, right? And Trump put the tariff taxes in place in 2020. He did, he did a tariff tax in 2020. He did it, and then he did the whole new USMCA and all that. He did all that in 2020. Plus, he had tariffs. Well, the point is that that bulb that might have cost $3 um, before, you know, before 2020. When I purchased that bulb recently, that bulb probably was like $3, before 2020. Somewhere like maybe I'll say about. I think I guesstimated it that if I had to say, I think it was. I know I paid. Let me see.
It was less than $4.
Yeah, it was like 340 or something like. I think it was like almost. It was. Let me see. Yeah. No, the bulb was probably like maybe $4.50, and then over the period of time, yeah, the tariff taxes on that. That bulb ended up being close to $7.40.
Okay.
With
Okay.
with taxes and all that on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But but it increased. So when you put a tariff tax on something, that tariff. So if he put a 25% tariff tax on Mexico right now, that same bulb, regardless, because the part, excuse me, the part has to be. You only can get it from Mexico, even if unless they already got it in here. But if it cost changes, if the
Mm-hmm.
cost changes between here and I have to buy another bulb. That bulb now, if you had a 25% tariff tax on it, that bulb would be $9.25 now. If he go ahead with the extra tariff tax on Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So any part I need for that truck, it's going to it's going to increase by 25%. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now that very bulb I bought is $9 if I need it, if if those tariffs go in place. So they're gonna, and then that right there uh, is gonna be passed off to me as the consumer. Like I said, that very bulb, you know, when in 2018 when the truck was built, I mean assembled, um, those bulbs was probably right around $4.50. You know what I'm saying? Normal prices for a bulb. Now throughout the year of that truck, between here and 2025, that truck now can increase to almost $9.25. And it's like as a small business owner, somebody might would say, "Man, Tori, it's just a bulb $9." I'm like, bruh, you know how many bulbs on that truck?
Yeah, but it starts somewhere, right?
Yeah,
You'll say, "Oh, it's just a bulb," but it's it's so many other parts on the truck as well.
yeah,
So
and we just talking about one vehicle that I
exactly,
that I own,
exactly.
and all I'm saying is that let's say
It all
one,
adds up.
two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I want to say 10. I guarantee you, it's probably that all the different marker lights that's on that truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably at least anywhere from 20 to 25. I put it like this: I'll probably be in the range of almost 20 to 25 bulbs, if not more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about marker lights that's on that truck. These are marker lights that are part of the truck. It's got nothing to do with just uh, what's going on, man? Who this S Willie 1069? What's going on, man? So yeah, so just those bulbs alone, you know, I mean, and some of the bulbs cost more than that. I'm just gonna do them at 925, and and I'm just that'll be almost $231 just in bulbs. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even talking about. We just talking about bulbs on the damn truck. Bulbs about this size,
Mm-hmm.
the size of the damn bulb I brought. Remember, it wasn't even bigger than a dime. So the point I'm getting at is that what everybody don't understand is that we have to realize that you gotta we gotta sit down at the table and and make sure, because the small businesses like what we got going on, babe, it's hurting us. It's hurting us. We last week, think about it. Last Tuesday, just once again, by the grace of God, we've been in the game 21 years, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
can't say that about a small business, man. I mean, that's tough, man. I mean, that's tougher than nails, man. And I thank God every day, and trust me. What up, Steve? Oh man, what's going on, my brother? Oh man, that's Steve from we worked together at Webvan. I'm sorry, not Webvan, at
Tycho.
Tyco. At Tyco, yeah. I wanted to say Webvan. Heck, I ain't seen Steve in a minute. What's up, Steve, man? Nah, man, we're just on here talking, man. Good to hear from you, bro. Good to hear from you. Just talking about the tariffs and everything. And the thing about the contract that we deal with, they get stuff from Canada, they get stuff from Mexico. And drivers come in from both
Mm.
countries.
Yeah, I see it every day on our
Yeah, yeah, on our gate logs and stuff. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So the point is that you think about it. I mean, it's a lot of things that happens in transportation that some people don't see behind the scenes. They go to the grocery store and they be like, okay, the price of this is that, and the price of that. I understand where Trump is coming from. He because there are things that you know you know paying their fair share. I get it. Because a small business, it takes so long for everything to get on us anyway. It's like it's almost like if it was raining out the sky and it's hot as on know what outside, right? You're not gonna really, you're not gonna feel any rain. You won't even know it's raining because just that it takes that just that long for the water to get through all of that humidity, and then by the time it get to you, is you don't even know it's raining. The point I'm getting at is that that's how small businesses are right now. Like we're we're really dying out here. We really, I've talked to a couple guys and they asked me, like, man, they first thing they said, Crow, how you doing it, man? And all I can say, man, by the grace of God, that's it. I have literally no other words for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I like, I'm like, bruh, it's almost like that good saying that's in the Bible, faith without work is dead. I mean, every morning, man, I get up and I'm on the side of that bed just praying to God, thanking Him, give me another day, and then I got to go get it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then I got to go
Yeah.
get it with the team. That's
Yeah.
why I talked last week about having a good team. When you're hiring, a hiring process,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff matters, man. If you ask me, did somebody teach me this? I'll be like, nah, bruh, it's trial and error with me.
Yeah.
Been trial and error, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I'm still trying to.
Yeah, we still learning.
hmm
Still
Yeah, after
trying,
20,
still hanging on.
yeah, after 21 years, you would think that, like, man, y'all got it down, bruh. It's every day, but I can share it. But the thing about it, do I have enough information to share with you? Yeah, CLA, crop logistics, we got a lot to share with you. We have,
Yeah.
a lot of things that we can talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
We can consult with you. I get on here and do the lives. Me and you get on here and do the lives. We talk to each other. People don't understand. We do this because we're just trying to continue to keep that platform out there. Some has come, some has called. Some has bought the book. Go get the ebook. At croplogisticsassociates.com. Love to have you on there, and then you can go back and see the other podcasts and stuff. But we constantly trying to come up with other ideas to do business. I mean, we're working on something big. I'm not going to talk about it right now. Well, I'll just say something big in the making for us. For me and my beautiful wife, we will start something else, and hoping that this business right here, will probably open up some doors for others, and do some things with people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we want to do. But like I said, we're gonna, we'll bring that out probably somewhere around April. We'll talk about that. Um, but we constantly have to try to add, pieces and layers to what we got going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean when I, talk about uh, dealing with the things like, with how to keep us as a small business. But kind of sort of back to the thing about the NAFTA trade
Mm-hmm.
agreement. Now that right there, uh, they had that in place, but it didn't. Some people feel like it didn't help a lot of the American workers. But then, when Trump put the USMCA in there, they felt like that gave a little bit more, to the American worker. Um, but regardless, it still wasn't as strong as it should have been when it came to American, to things being outsourced. I think if they were outsourced, it had a little bit more stricter, and that was something where they kind of added a little tariff to it too, that made it if you did ship into America, but that alone by itself wasn't strong enough. So that's why he's trying to go and do more tariffs because he feel like, okay, we're not getting our fair share. But the problem is that when you do that, small businesses like small trucking companies, small firms, small companies, farmers that you rely on, you know, Canada, Mexico, and China to buy their product, it makes it that much harder. So when they try to sell it to them, the prices. I'm sorry, when they won't they're not going to do it. I think I read an article about John Deere. He was basically saying if you move your plant to Mexico and then you sell your tractors back into America, you're gonna have a 25% tariff tax on it.
That's
So
right.
yeah, see what I'm saying? So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if John Deere still did it or not, but I know that's what they were talking about moving the plant to Mexico. And but that's basically what he was saying, that even though, because what people don't understand is people got to realize these are just not um, these are American companies that are abroad that are shipping back into America. So so it's not, so that's what the whole situation is. If you're going to move outside here and ship back into here, because of the labor costs and ship labor, that's what all that's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because yeah, they'll being taxed. They
Yeah,
don't. So is it almost like being taxed twice?
that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like, because it's like, and that's the thing. You know, I know people always say, man, being in business for yourself, man, it got to be this and that, and I always ask them, only the strong survive, man. You gotta, only the strong survive. You can go back and look at my lives, and you can tell when I first started lives, I was not as great, and the transition is just like, it's like it's, but that's just business. It ain't just, and and I and if somebody asked me, said, man, is you're not supposed to stress. I'm like, it's not about me stressing. It's really about um, being able to when you have to focus, so much on whatever it is in front of you. You know what I'm saying? The decisions you have to make, um, especially when things happen totally out of your control. It's how you react to them, how you have to deal with it, and then especially with us having employees, you know, you know, I know you came to me last week and you were like, "Hey, you like, yeah, the numbers are there, but man, we couldn't allot it to, what we used to have, and it's like, and that's why I said it's just the grace of God. I mean, the numbers, what they say, people lie, numbers don't.
Yeah,
I can get on here and tell everybody, man, everything all hunky dory. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? But Nyla, those numbers, those numbers, um, those numbers, those numbers. Sorry, everybody. My dog acting up. get like that when we do our lives. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, so what happened is that when we trying to balance things, especially in transportation, like I said, something as small as those bulbs, I know somebody might say, hey man, that's only $9. But what about things like transmissions? What about things like, you know, uh, tires? I mean, I had to put a tire on the truck and because it had got a nail in it. But those, there was a Firestone. I think that's American made, but depending on if they getting the rubber from somewhere else, that that makes the tire a little bit more expensive. You need to put her outside. You want to put her outside?
No,
Okay,
not
okay, yeah. I know you can't really talk. I would just let her out if I was you. Just put her outside until we get through. So let me see. Um, so yeah, just put her outside. Me, just let her put her outside, and then that way I can talk to you about something. I'll just wait till you come back. Business night. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, dog acting up, so we're just trying to take care of. But yeah, like I was saying about the costs and things, when you deal with higher costs, you know, um, from a domestic perspective, sometimes the transportation it just makes it, where it can increase the price um, of the goods and things like that. That's why I was saying I was using just using the Sprinter and I'm sorry, not the Sprinter ProMaster that I have. I have a Dodge ProMaster, and that Dodge ProMaster, like I said, it was made in Mexico. Like I said, when I purchased the truck, I didn't, of course, I didn't know all this, but at the same time, it's more or less where the truck is just, is kind of.
you want to go outside.
Oh, okay, yeah, she didn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I was just talking about, I was just explaining how certain things, can kind of still make that price higher than what it needs to be as far as, from the bulbs and, you know, the cost and everything. And then, another thing too is that when you start, when you add those prices up, a lot of the companies now are trying to ship in as much as they can, and sometimes it makes the companies do like COVID. When they was in COVID,
Mm-hmm.
it made a lot of the companies buy a lot of stuff, like more product and store it so that it won't be hit with their tariff tax.
Right.
But a lot of them don't have that much time because it can take, like, let's say for instance we ship something from let's say we ship something from Australia to the rail, from the rail to because now the train got to take it down to the ship in Savannah, and then from Savannah, depending on where it's going, let's say it's going to Dubai, or let's say it's going to China. You know what I'm saying? Now that right there is going to probably go those particular boxes probably might go rail to California and then get on the train. I mean, get on a ship in California going to China. But the point is that if it take a truck, it'll take a truck somewhere in the range of to go to California. It'll take 2 days. We're really almost three for a truck to go to California, and with a train, um, I think because you're sitting right there, yeah, there it is. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, the so yeah, with the train's gonna take a lot longer, and then um, with with and then when you get to the ship, then it can take another 2 weeks. So technically, between all that right there and that train getting there, it could take 3 weeks for that ship to get, to let's say China, or if it's going that way, or Dubai, it can take 2 weeks. And so you when when you see that, uh, some people try to get their, so it's hard to get it in before the tariff tax go into place. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying
Yeah.
that it's like a bottleneck situation. It can make it worse, and then with this, and then when the supply, and I think where I think a lot of things too, you're gonna start seeing a lot of stuff off the shelves.
They,
You're gonna start seeing a lot off the shelf and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they look empty now.
I can't hear you. Can you hear
I
me?
said they look empty now.
I can't. Hold on a second. Let me see.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. My headset, man. Hold on.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Let's see.
You can hear
It might be my headset. Huh? Let me see. Could you hear me?
me? You can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But you heard the dog, but you couldn't hear me. That's crazy. Unless you just heard the dog from
Hold on.
upstairs.
Let me see. I can hear you
Yes.
now. Okay, I can hear you now. What you were saying though? What you
No, I
were
was saying
saying?
the
Was you
shelves
saying anything?
already look. I was saying the shelves already look empty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because some of them just not gonna. Like I said, some people, it's just the cost of goods, and I'm gonna tell everybody. Remember what happened with the Lysol? You start seeing stuff go up to like
Mm-hmm.
like $10.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is gonna be because, um, the supply and demand of it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's finna happen. The supply and demand is definitely finna. What's up, Truck and Fleet? How you doing? Solution, how you doing? So yeah, the supply and demand is definitely gonna, and I think that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get right back to kind of sort of where you're gonna see people start hoarding. I guess I'm using the right term, hoarding tissue.
Hoarding products. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna start putting kind of like, restrictions on how much tissue you can buy, how much Lysol you can buy, uh, because you know, let Canada said they talking about cutting the power off. I mean, up in the power. Well, they said everybody power is gonna go about $100 in New York.
Uh, my power bill look like it's high
No,
already.
it ain't affecting us right now. That's just us. It's just high, because that's the heat bill. Because it's been some cold ones, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like we had, and then we were in the space heaters too. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, but that that's what that is. A lot of it is the things like that. But I'm talking about theirs is going to go about $100. I think they said it's going to affect 100 and some. It's either 1 point something. So it's million. Let's just say that between Minnesota, New York, and Michigan, you're gonna have you're gonna have three. They're gonna be affected by $100, per bill. And then he said if he doesn't stop, he'll probably he said he can cut their lights off. So
That's crazy.
yeah, so it's getting to the point now that okay, we gotta sit. The cooler heads gotta sit at the table and
Mm-hmm.
negotiate this, because it's affecting everybody. It's all the way down to the small person. Oh yeah, they backed off, Steve, but they backed off the electric cars. They didn't back off the energy. They backed off only the electric cars, as I know right now. I know I saw he did back off, but he said the electric cars. I don't think they backed off the, energy. Now you can let me know, if they said. I did see the electric cars. He did say, Doug Ford said he was going to back off the electric EVs. He did say that for right now. I didn't see him take back the electric part, as far as,
Households.
households. Yeah, so double check that. But I did see about the cars, because that's the biggest thing that General Motors and Ford was worried about, because they had invested so much money into the EVs, and a lot of the minerals and the parts come out of Canada. And I didn't realize Canada did so much for Maine. Like Maine has yeah, you're see yeah, like I said, yeah, like I said, energy just for now. Oh, yeah, you're in Michigan, yeah, yeah. So Steve in Michigan, that's one like I say I used to work with him. So yeah, it's just the energy now, exactly. So that's $100. So you imagine just like he's in Michigan, $100 per household, and you know that it's gonna hit. I mean, it's these things right here. You can't. The last tariff tax situation we had, it didn't go this far. Not talking about cutting
Right.
power off,
No.
and
Right.
and
Yeah.
charging people
We
the energy because
just
nobody even knew that Canada, you
the
know.
last tariff tax is it affected the supply chain, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
It
Mhm.
is and that's it.
Yeah,
Energy was not even
wasn't even
didn't
part of
come
it.
to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't even part of
Right.
it. So, so when you start, so when you start, what's up? Is it Truett? What's up? 211? I don't know if my partner Truett or not. But yeah, so but yeah, it was just you sit down and at that time when they did this, that's when they end up getting the USMCA. That's how that came about.
Mhm.
He renegotiated everything,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm saying. You got to go in and negotiate. I wish I could go in there and tell that person that, hey man, hey, I don't want this $7.40 battery. I mean, bulb. They would look at me like, bro, it's just $7.40. But then if you play your cards right, you go in there and do a lot of little things. It's like, Miss Crawford, you come here all the time. We can probably give you a little discount on something else. We can probably give you a discount on. You know what I'm saying? Might give you a free oil change. See, I'm not saying that it's equivalent to that. It's just that you can't go in there and say what you're not gonna do. The first thing they're gonna tell you is, well, you must don't need this bulb. You know
Pretty
what I'm
much.
saying? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's why he's kind of, like I said, this is not a platform to knock anybody. I'm just talking about from a business perspective as a business owner, and when you're the head of this country, in my humble opinion, you the CEO of this. So you have to sit at the table and negotiate. Now, there's some things that you're right. There's some things that are not fair. They are. But what has to happen is you got to sit on the table and say, okay, where can we meet in the middle at? Because there's some things we do probably that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, so when you get into all this, this NAFTA, and then you went to the USMCA, okay, what we're going to do now? Because now, anybody got money in a 401k, you know, we're hurting. Because,
Mhm.
now I ain't going to lie. I will say this, you know, the only thing that comes good out of situations like this, if you own a home, the feds usually cut interest rates. And boy, I need them to cut it down to about a 2 or 3. We'll be good. We'll be Gucci over here. But that's usually what come out of that because the GDP and all that stuff matters as far as when you're dealing with your bonds and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When it comes to the Feds cutting interest rate and stuff to kind of continue to stabilize the economy. So because what happened is won't nobody because what happened.
What happened? You froze on me.
Even now,
Yeah.
okay. Um, yeah. So what happened is that you know um, housing market will react to that. So if they're gonna, because you want to still have price of goods still, being purchased. The difference is that, that's where we're kind of hopefully, like I said, I want to see, I don't want to see, I want to see the stock market rebounce back, but the last time it was close to a recession, they had to, he had to cut them interest rates and to keep people buying houses. And because right now, if you go into the spring and the summer and nobody buying houses, that's not good. And the only way you're gonna get people buying, especially because what happened is ain't nobody want to buy cars, nobody want to buy nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because
Because
everybody everybody's holding on to their money. And
holding on to the money,
who's
and you
buying
want to.
cars and houses right now?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's gonna buy them because of the
Hmm.
uncertainty of the market. You're gonna be like,
Exactly.
nah, I'm good. All I just do is continue, and that's what you. When you got a capitalist system, you can't stop the flow of money. And then if they, you look at all the stocks that's done went down, and I ain't gonna talk about that one company that's catching it. They stock has dropped like almost 40%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, D? What's up, Darrell? So they stock has dropped, and so when your stock drop, and it's like one of them already done lost 160 billion. Like I said, I ain't saying no names. You can go do your research, but hey, you got people losing money out here, bro, and that's a lot of money. You talking about 160 billion with a B, and so my thing is, what's going on, D? Everything good, man. But yeah, so that's all I'm saying. So but yeah, so anyway, so when you deal with these tariffs and things like that, it's going to take it's starting to take effect, and the more it keeps coming down, eventually it's not going to just be because see right now if you look at the price of gasoline, um, mid grade is $3.29, and
Yeah.
then premium is like almost 3.59, almost. That's just Georgia. I could other states, some are is $4.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So uh, and I got to do some research on it. I saw and I got to find out if there's a shortage of gasoline in Florida. I need to find out that because if that's the case, I don't know if it's something happened with a pipeline or if something going on with trucking in fuel or whatever. But I need to research that. I had read an article. So what I'm gonna try to do on this platform too, just try to anything transportation. I'm gonna try to talk about. But like I said, this week was just about the NAFTA trade versus the USMCA, um, and the NAFTA Trade Act is in North America. Uh, Free Trade Act is what that stands for, and then the USMCA stands for United States Mexican Canada Alliance. Act. I'm sorry. But those, but the difference in the two, one was created in the '90s, one was created in 2020. But those things right there is where when they apply tariffs, they definitely apply, from that perspective, anything that's traded into the country. Um, but I'll tell anybody that just make sure that you get that try to get more um, finding, like grocery stores, pay attention to certain things you need. If you can buy it in bulk, try to get two, because you might go in there the next week, it might be up by 50 cents. It's gonna creep up. Um, the price, just the Lysol can alone, the unit that is put in. See, you don't know where that can come from. You don't know. I want to say the Lysol was. I know it's made in. I don't know if it's Brazil. One of the. I forgot what countries they make it in, and then it's shipped here. That's how it was such a shortage of the getting it here. And you remember that Lysol was, well, I think one time we paid as high as what, $10 or something like that,
Somewhere
bro.
around there.
Just imagine that it get there again. And see,
Yeah.
remember, go ahead, what y'all say?
No, I wasn't
And,
saying.
and I'm about to say, and inflation wasn't as high. And if you technically go look at the price of Lysol right now, it's still $7. It's still $7, and then I mean, so technically, the price that we used to know prior to COVID, it never got back down to that.
Yeah,
You know what
it
I'm saying?
hasn't. Yeah.
A lot of goods haven't went back down to what they used to be.
No,
So you
we
imagine
just
adding up to
used
that,
to paying those high
huh?
prices. We just got used to paying the high
Yeah,
prices.
because even when you look at the $7.40, think about that. That price wasn't there till after 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So but nah. So that anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and talk about what that is. So next week, family, I'm gonna end up talking about. I'll go more into the tariffs, because by next week we'll know if he is going to go ahead and put the remaining 25%. Right now, the stock market is closing so far down. It's done lost everything we gained from my understanding the last 3 years. We're back down to that now. So I just tell anybody to make sure that they take their, just, pay attention to the portfolio. And transportation, the thing about us, what we're going to continue. My thing is to watch, you know, try to the prices of these goods that I got to buy for the equipment and things. Um, you know where your truck come from. I tell anybody, whatever truck you have is a Volvo, it's a Cascadia, Freightliner, because Freightliner, I want to say they get a lot of their parts from Canada also. They get a lot of their parts from Canada, and then the Volvo. I don't know if this is get anything from Canada. Now I think Volvo. I don't know, but anyway, the point is that just you'll start seeing a part that you might have bought a couple of years, a year ago or whatever, sit a little higher. But anyway, so just talking to everybody out here in transportation world. That's all. Oh, baby, what you got though, man? Got anything you finna start working on as far as the crop naturals or thing with you?
Just trying to work on just restocking right now.
Mm,
Um, we sold a lot of products, so I just need to get the shelves restocked. So that's what I'm working on.
what you working on? You still got it at Shopify, right?
Yeah, my products are on Shopify, shop.crawfordnaturals.com.
Okay, okay. Yeah, the Volvo and I don't know if they got the same parts or not. I probably, yeah, probably, depending on what it is. If you got a Freightliner, a Cummins motor, and you got a Cummins Volvo motor, then yeah, they're gonna share a lot of the same parts, um, because of the motor. But if you get into things like windows and uh, you know, um, other little things like because the transmission, the whole system could possibly be, made with that whole system as far as whatever that motor is. But yeah, you're right. They're gonna have some of the same parts, but then some parts definitely got to you're gonna have it's gonna be two different institutions to get those parts and stuff. So yeah, but nah, babe, Darrell's asking. I know you said you can't see the comments, right?
I
Okay,
see it.
okay. Yeah, he was asking about the Volvo parts and stuff. Um, but but I don't know Darrell. I know that uh I know that Freightliner. Um, I want to say because I think when I bought one of my situations with Freightliner, my other first truck, my third truck, I had to get a part and it came out. I think it came out of Ontario. So yeah, that part. So I think that was a Canada part. But anyway, those parts are very expensive. So, but anyway, everybody. Like I said, I just wanted to get on here and talk about that the NAFTA versus the USMCA. Um, those two trade actions. First thing they apply the tariffs to. But look, everybody, just love to have if you need Oh, okay. Okay, that's what's up, D. Now I was talking about certain things because they're two different companies, so that's why I was saying about different parts. There are parts that's going to be on that truck that are very linked together that you can get. Um, because and it's only and then you can always get an aftermarket part too that a manufacturer would make the aftermarket part. But as far as original, they try to have those things separate because I know Volvo has a very uh, strict to their parts and stuff. So, but anyway, but yeah, everybody, I just would, want, get any consultation, go to CrawfordLogisticsAssociates.com. Myself, my wife, and the team, we'll love to help you when it's, get in the truck and stay in the trucking. Every day we do this. You know, hey, Cuddy Black, how you doing? Who that's? Is that Kota Black? Kota? Kuta? What does that mean? Can't see anything. That's Kota dot Black 104. Just want to say what's going on. Glad you joined us. Yeah, about to get ready to come off the live. Like I said, I do my live sometimes between here, between we do about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour, and get on here and just try to, oh, this Scooter, what's going on, man? Oh, bro, I know who you are now, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute, bro. In a minute, yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute. So anyway, yeah, Scooter, man. Good to see you. Talk, see you on my live, man. Come back. I usually get on here about six. Get on here at 6 o'clock. I gotta get ready to get into bed, man. I got a new route I've been working on, and I have to get up at 12. I have to get up at 1 o'clock to go in and do this. Get up, get up early to go in and do it. And so yeah, man, we're about to get ready to jump off here. I just only get on here for about an hour. Um, so if I'm glad everybody got on here today. Like I said, man, you got any comments? Anybody want to ask you? Okay, we'll catch up next time. Definitely, man. Definitely, man. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, reach out to me, Steve. Reach out to me, man. Yeah, reach out to me, everybody. Please reach out to me because, like I said, that's what I'm here for. My wife and myself, and like we got team, other team members and everything. That's why it's called, Crawford Logistics and Associates because it's a few of us. Yeah, reach out to me, man. And but at the same time, like I said, we'll do it next Tuesday. Like I said, it's a two-part series. Next week we'll talk directly into the tariffs. And what I'll do with that, I'll probably have a little bit more because like I said, I just really want to talk about the NAFTA versus USMCA. But now, what I'll go into next week, I'll bring out some more numbers of where, like I said, I'll probably see what Volvo is, and I'll probably break down a few trucks and what I'll probably do under the tariff. As far as Volvo, Freightliner, um, um, Peterbilt, and Kenworth, and try to I'll probably break it down from each one of the main trucking companies, and kind of touch a little bit on box trucks, just any truck that you're thinking about. I'll touch on it next week, so that way I can say, okay, I went and did some prices on a few trucks, and I might even do a video on it. So, but anyway, all right, man. Talk to everybody, man. And babe, if you don't have anything else, we can go ahead and get out of here. And like I said, everybody, I gotta get in this bed because
Yeah, I'm
I
good.
have to be up in 5 hours. No, I'm sorry, 6 hours. Yeah, everybody. So anyway, man, hey, another day above ground is a good day. Talk to you in a minute, man. All right, everybody. You good, babe?
Yep,
All right,
I'm good.
peace.
All right.
Everybody.
Bye.
Hey.